Hello, my name is Miranda Harris, and I am going to be talking to you today about pollution in Nebraska. Pollution is something that has affected me and what I do with my day-to-day life. Pollution is everywhere because water is everywhere. It's used for so many things. It can be used at the house. You use it to bathe, to drink, to play outside. It can be used on the job site. It can be used for leisure, such as boating, recreational use. And the Nebraska water isn't the greatest. 41 million Americans have been exposed to prescription drugs by just drinking your water at home, which is a crazy thought to me because I drink my water at home every day. But if you think about it, what do people do with leftover prescriptions? They take them, they dump them down the drain. I live in a home we host homes, so we have developmentally disabled people who live here, and people can just toss them down the drain. They themselves toss them down the drain because they don't want to take their pills. Everyone does it, and that gets it into the water supply. Along with random other things that people decide to throw down the drain, such as fish, is another thing. One of our guys that live here in the house, he throws down his food if he doesn't want to eat it. But there is a way to help with carbon filtration that will help it when it comes back up and back into our water supply to make it healthier for us to drink, but that costs a lot of money. I got that from the heartlandhealing.com is a website. Not to mention public water, such as swimming pools. Children go to the bathroom in swimming pools. I work at a daycare, so I know that firsthand. Also, rivers, they have agriculture runoffs, which I'll talk about in a little bit. I'm now going to talk about the pipeline. Economically, the pipeline can help with jobs, and it can supply to 5,000 to 6,000 jobs, but it's only temporary. The geopolitical part of the pipeline is that it reduces our dependency on oil to our number one. We're Venezuela's number one purchaser of oil, and we don't have to be so dependable on them anymore. And environmentally, it has potential for spills. It can harm our migratory life, our sandhill cranes, our birds, and it can increase carbon emission, which can ruin our atmosphere. The pipeline is a huge thing in Nebraska, and it was debated about a couple of years ago, and they had a lot of debates about it. It was all over the news, anywhere you looked, on the radio, everywhere they talked about it. That I got from a website, and I also looked up some past radio announcements to get some more information. On the Lincoln Journal-Star, I read that Nebraska is the 6th worst in population in the nation. And I found a statistic that in 2012, 10.5 million pounds of toxic chemicals were dumped by industrial facilities. This can include slaughterhouses and poultry plants. All of this has an effect on it because people just dump it. They don't care where it goes. They just want it out of their sight, out of mind. Chemicals that cause cancer have also been dumped, and chemicals that also can affect a child's development have also been dumped into the water, which all of those come back into our water supply. According to NebraskaWildlife.org, nearly every river in Nebraska is polluted with pesticides, nutrients, sediments, bacteria, mercury. That all is in there, and some of it is caused from the runoffs from agriculture fields. just getting into the water supply. And then some others are from residential and their septic tanks. But Nebraska doesn't seem to really pay a lot of attention, according to this website, because it costs so much money. Then just the general littering and boating. When you're boating, you just dump stuff off. That can also affect the way the water supply is taken care of. So in conclusion, it just hasn't been one incident that's caused it. It's been carelessness over generation after generation. But we can help fix it just by doing simple things like being more conscious of what you're doing with your stuff, and recycling, just not littering. And if we start treating our water better, I'm sure we will all feel better. Thank you.